Weather Scope.
More snow is falling in New England, and rain and wind is expected for tonight. Parts of Florida are being hit right now with severe weather. Meantime, other parts of the East Coast are covered in snow. Let's go now to Jill Brown in the Forecast Center with more on the Northeast and the ongoing storm.
All right, thanks, Jeanetta. We have some new snow totals to tell you about. We also have some damage reports from severe weather out of Florida, and we'll talk about that as well. Let's start up north, Brookline, New Hampshire. Snow will fall through most of the day for you here. The town sits on the New Hampshire-Massachusetts state line. The snow will be light to moderate this evening. It could mix with or turn to freezing rain before changing to all rain later tonight. And joining me now is meteorologist Jamie Simpson. This is what we've been talking about, is the warm air taking over and eventually winning in most locations. Now, some spots are going to stay snow the entire time with the storm.
Yeah, well north and west of the coast, it will stay snow the entire time. Yeah, probably by tomorrow morning, rain will make it into southern and even central sections of New Hampshire and Vermont. So the rain line will push well to the north in New England, and we are starting to see rain start to creep northward through the state of Connecticut at this hour.
All right, that's right. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at the latest radar here, and you can see how everything is just swooping very quickly from south to north. And the latest information out of Connecticut is that Hartford, which is about in the center of the state, does have rain. Bradley Field, though, and Enfield reporting heavy snow. Chances are they're going to go from heavy snow to rain in a pretty big hurry.
Right, and areas still holding on to snow from Albany through central and eastern Massachusetts. Last report, now we're starting to get some moderate snow in Albany, Worcester, and Bedford. So before that changeover to rain or even some sleet and freezing rain, we may pick up a quick couple of inches of snow.
Alrighty, into central New York State. This is where it's been a little treacherous today, by the way. In the northeastern part of the state, it's where it stayed snow, and that's Glen Falls right through there, and they're reporting 8 inches of snow on the ground. 3 to 6 inches now in the Catskills and Mohawk Valley, and 2 to 4 inches in the Hudson Valley. But as you get just a little farther west, Jamie, that's where it's been sleet and freezing rain.
Right, Albany is still snow, as we mentioned, but Utica and Rome, right in this area here, have had sleet and freezing rain for a couple of hours. And then it's not too far to the south, Syracuse down towards southern New York, where it switches over to all rain.
Alrighty, and into southern New England, as mentioned, here comes the rain up through Hartford. Boston has been just inching up, and they're still getting snow in the Boston area.
Still getting snow at this time. Try to draw in the rain-snow line. It's something along right in here. So we're starting to see that warm air start to surge northward, especially up through the Connecticut River Valley into Hartford, and it will continue to push northward, but there will be some areas in this part of New England right here which will probably hold on to a period of sleet or freezing rain before that eventual change to rain does come.
And the rain's going to be heavy. Flash flood watches are in effect in some locations. Also along the coast, gale warning. These are strong onshore winds, which is partly good because that's going to bring in some warmth.
It will bring in some warmth, and during the overnight hours, I think in this area here, we may actually see some gusts as high as 50 miles an hour from the south. So we might have to watch the south shore of Long Island out towards the Cape and Nantucket for maybe a little bit of coastal flooding.
Okay, a quick look at temperatures, and there it is, Boston again inching up. 30 for several hours, 31, now it's up to 32. So they're on their way, headed up for possibly some rain. Here's where you can expect the snow, and as mentioned, where it stays snow the whole time, we could be talking about close to a foot.
Yeah, in fact, this is only through midnight. There could be some areas in northern New Hampshire over into Maine in this area that by the time it's done tomorrow morning could end up with as much as maybe a foot or a foot and a half of snow.
Okay, let's talk about severe weather on the other side of our storm as you head way down south into Florida. Same storm system affecting you, and you're looking at damage after severe weather on Florida's west coast. It's confirmed. A tornado ripped through the Indigo Mobile Home Park in Grove City, Florida this morning. Charlotte County officials say several people reported seeing the tornado. 20 to 25 other homes are reported damaged. Thankfully, no injuries from this. Jamie, this was not the only tornado damage that we have had reported today.
No, we've had reports of 3 or 4 tornadoes that have done some minor damage. We have no reports of any injuries or fatalities, so that's terrific news. Threat of tornadoes going down, but still a threat of some heavy rain across parts of Florida.
Okay, and our watch expired at 3, so we have no more watch in effect, but we have Florida shaded in the red with the potential still of a few strong thunderstorms, which you can see very well on the radar. It's starting to break up a little bit. For a while there, we had one line from Sarasota to Melbourne. Now it looks like Fort Myers getting in on more of the action.
Yeah, Fort Myers will continue to see some rain come in from the Gulf of Mexico, but still a couple of strong storms showing up over parts of the peninsula. And we may perhaps see another report of severe weather, but that threat is diminishing as we head through the rest of the afternoon.
And just one disturbance in the upper atmosphere that'll clear the peninsula by this evening?
Yeah, that's really what's going on. This is probably the effects of that disturbance, but it'll continue off to the east, and probably by sundown we should be in pretty good shape across Florida. Still some rain, but I don't think we'll see many strong storms after that.
Okay, great. Better weather for the weekend in Florida, and in many locations actually. We'll keep you up to date on this storm, and you can check it out on the internet if you like. Weather.com is the spot. Jeanetta is in the studio now to tell you about what's going on across the rest of the country.
All right, thanks a lot. We do look to the west, and we'll talk about the new storm system plowing on into the Pacific Northwest. That is giving way to some rain for folks in Washington State and Oregon. A lot of snow for the higher elevations. Cascades have already been talking about quite a bit of snow, and now we're adding to that amount. How about that? And we're going to see some very strong gusty winds right along the coast as well, and the rain will start pushing on into